Hey BookTube, Chelsea the Reading Outlaw here again, finally. Have you missed me as much as I missed you? Because I missed you guys a whole lot. Because of some family stuff and some mental health stuff, I decided to kind of take an impromptu break last week, but I'm back. I have things to talk to you about, so we are going to really quickly wrap up the things that I read in May and then move on to just kind of some general notes and announcements and things to look forward to on the channel. So after Genreathon, which I will link my wrap-up video to that above, I only managed to read a couple more things in April. The first thing was Binti by Nnedi Okorafor. This is a piece of short fiction that made the short list for the BookTube SFF Awards. It is a piece of science fiction about a member of the Himba tribe, a female member of the Himba tribe. She is essentially the first person of her tribe ever to be accepted into kind of an intergalactic university of sorts. And on her way there, the ship is attacked by aliens. And so it is about respect of different cultures and leaving your culture and how you can take your culture with you and what it means when you are perhaps different than the other members of your culture or your tribe, and how those conflicts can interact with each other and how you can still develop that sense of identity even when you feel contrarian. I really, really enjoyed it. Nnedi Okorafor's novel Lagoon made it into my top 10 books of 2015 last year. So I was kind of expecting a little bit more out of the short story. It didn't blow my socks off. It was like a 3.5-star story for me, but I didn't quite love it as much as some other people seem to. But some people just seem to be absolutely blown away by it. So if you've read it, I would be really interested to know down below what you think. And then I read also this month the April editions of both Lightspeed magazine and Nightmare magazine. These are two short fiction subscriptions that I am subscribed to. One of these months, I'm going to get back to reading all 3 of my magazine subscriptions in the same month. This month I only got to 2 of them. I enjoyed this month's Nightmare magazine. All of the stories seem to kind of focus around death and heaven and hell and methods of dying, some of which were incredibly creepy. I will link my Goodreads review down below because I break down each story with its own star rating, but both magazines, as per usual, ended up averaging out to about a 3.5, 3-star read. I feel like that's just going to be kind of standard when it comes to the short fiction because so much of it can be hit and miss, and I usually end up really, really loving one or two things, and then really, really not liking 1 or 2 things, and everything else just kind of falls somewhere in the middle. And then the last thing that I read this month, and the thing that I just finished up, was Mort by Terry Pratchett. I am doing a very kind of loose, unstructured read through of the Discworld with James from James Chatham and Kitty from Kitty G. I will link both of their channels down below as well. And we are just kind of taking it one book at a time. We are going to read Sorcery in May, and this is actually the first one of the Discworld books that I've never read before, so we're finally getting into territory that's not a reread for me. I loved Mort. Gave it the 4-star, same 4 stars I gave it the first time I read it. I really love Terry Pratchett. I really love Death as a character in the Discworld, and I feel like Equal Rights and Mort are kind of right around the time that Terry Pratchett kind of found his rhythm for the Discworld and found that balance between his incredibly hilarious lyrical writing and an actual plot that goes somewhere. So I'm really, really excited to looking forward to seeing him continue to improve on that as we get further and further into the Discworld. Moving on to some announcements, there are a couple new series that I'm hoping to get up and running on the channel. The first one is one that I'm a little bit worried about because I don't want to be offensive to anybody, but I am looking to start a series called Spotlight, which is inspired by Jen Campbell and a recent video that she did, both of which I will link down below, her channel and the specific video, where she talks about the overwhelming narrative for the minority being spoken of by the majority. And that is something that I don't want to do, but I still want to promote those communities and support those communities. So I am looking to highlight videos and video creators who are perhaps not cis, not female, not white, not able-bodied, those quality creators who I believe speak for themselves and for their community incredibly well. And so if you have these channels, if you have recommendations for creators or for content that kind of you think would fit that description or that needs a special highlighting, then please, please let me know down below. I'm looking to start that series soon. I've already got a couple lined up, but I'm always, looking for more and really excited to get your suggestions. The second one is one that will be coming up very, very soon, and that is something called Sexy Saturdays, in which I am going to start doing reviews of romance and erotica novels, mostly because I don't see them largely reviewed on BookTube, and also because it's probably one of the few kind of niche genres that I read the most of. So the first episode of that will probably be going up, if not this weekend, the next weekend. I will let you know now, those videos will be maybe not safe for work. They may not be ones that you want to click on if you are easily offended or if sexual content isn't your jam. I will just go ahead and give you the forewarning that maybe not, maybe that's not for you. But for everybody else, please come join me for Sexy Saturdays. I am incredibly, incredibly excited for the first one to go up. It will be called Holy Fuck, and yes, there will be swearing. So that, like I said, that will hopefully be coming up in the next week or two. Other than that, I do not really have a lot of plans for May. I have a very tiny TBR, which will probably be going up here in another couple of days, but it is also the month that Sassy Reads comes back. And if you have not been following me on Twitter for a very long time, you may not know about this, but this is something that Elizabeth from Books and Pieces and I do, where we take classic literature and we take the piss out of it with gifs and snark and sass. And I am so excited. And in May, we are doing The Great God Pan, which you can get for free on Kindle or Project Gutenberg. Please get it and read it. It's all about Victorian men unable to deal with the ladies in their lives, but like crazy and fucked up and twisted. And I am so excited. We will be hosting a Twitter read along. There will be Twitter sprints and all the gifts that you can handle. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, please hop over to my Twitter or to Elizabeth's Twitter and follow us and follow along and do some sassy reading with us. That about wraps up this video. I feel so out of practice. I feel like it's been forever since I filmed one of these for you guys, but I'm so excited to be back on the ball and to be filming and to be talking to all of you lovely people. And as always, you can get in touch with me down below. I am on Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, all of those places, and I'm always here to talk books. All right, I love you all dearly.